to this week's episode of the Paranormal Party Podcast with Renata Daniel from Newcastle Ghost Tours and Anne Rekovich from Oz Paratech. We'll be sharing stories, interviews and lots of interesting things about all that is happening in our paranormal world. Thanks for joining us. Grab your glass of wine, sit down, relax, and enjoy this episode.
Hello everybody, it's been a big week. I feel like my eyes are hanging out of my head. Renata!
That's strange, me too.
Oh God, is there any sort of medications for this sort of problem? Hello everybody, welcome to the Paranormal Party Podcast
Welcome, children of the night.
with Renata Daniel.
That's me.
Of Newcastle Ghost Tours and Anne Rekovich of Oz Paratech, and a special shout out today to Conan,
Number one fan.
number one fan. For those who missed that, we had a troll on the Oz Paratech page who gave us a 1-star rating. And I very politely put on there, have you bought anything from us? Have you done a tour with us? Do we even know you? And his reply was no. Just that he would like to see our evidence that we keep carrying on about. Apparently we keep making big claims of big evidence, and I still don't know what he's going on about. But anyway.
Well, wouldn't you trust these faces?
Yeah, I know. And look, I enjoyed the banter for a while, but then it got a bit repetitive, especially when he started saying, "You're an actor."
Hello, Simeon.
Yeah.
Hello, Graham. Have you got us on the big screen? I just want to know.
Yeah, so apparently being an actor means that you can't be a paranormal investigator. So you'd be right, Renata, you're safe.
I can't see anything. Oh, hi, Susan.
So, all right. So what have we been up to for the last week, Renata?
Oh, what haven't we been up to, Miss Anne? That's what I want to know.
Ow.
And it's just going to get worse because this week coming up, what
insane.
fabulous thing have we got coming up? It's Halloween.
Whee!
Halloween is what we live for, don't we? It's all about ghosties and ghoulies and all things weird and wonderful. And it is our time of the year. Halloween is my Christmas.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah. I don't really give a rat's about Christmas very much, but Halloween, the moment October 1 hits, that's when I start to celebrate, and I do not stop until November 1. So it has been a full-on month.
So from the 31st of October to the 1st of November?
No, from the 1st of October.
Oh, 1st of October,
1st
okay.
of October
Yep.
to the 31st of November.
Okay.
It's a month-long Christmas for me. And
Do you get presents every day?
I do. I make sure I do, because I buy them. These eyes are just a little bit...
Are we over the...
Mine seem to know. Mine have a life of their own. Yours aren't very much at all.
Mine's just got... I think I've got a thyroid problem. One's bulging and one's just hanging out.
Oh, hello, darling. That's my husband that's come on.
Good, because I can't see a thing. Apart from the fact I don't have my normal glasses on, which I can actually see things with, I've got these things blocking my vision.
So what are you guys doing for Halloween? We would love to know if you've got a party that you have lined up. Some of you would have already been at parties this weekend. We've seen some wonderful photos up of people who have gotten all dressed up to be part of Halloween celebrations. So if you have been at a party this weekend and you have something on Facebook, please send it through. We would love to see you in your costumes.
Yes.
We are getting dressed up.
I'm getting dressed up. I found my costume today. I tagged Renata in it. There's a picture of it on the Oz Parrot Tech page if you'd like to go and have a look. It's fantastic. Feel free to share that around.
Yes, so we're getting dressed up
She
for
obviously
some
has
kiddies.
no idea
I
what
have
it
no
is
idea.
yet.
We're getting dressed up for some kiddies on Tuesday at a little bit of a Halloween pop-up bash at Wollongby. So that's going to be very, very exciting. Us and a bunch of 14, 13, 12-year-olds. What could possibly go wrong?
You didn't tell me they were that age.
Well, maybe.
I thought they were like 6 to 9-year-olds. Holy shoot balls.
Maybe they might just be slightly older. I don't know. I haven't seen who's coming. All I know that it's a pack of rabbit children, and we have to.
You know,
look
I
after
used to be
them.
a high school music teacher, and I left high schools because. You're all right. This is going to be fun.
Never mind. Anyway, we have just
I'll
come
tell
back.
them stories so they go home and wet the bed.
We have just come back from a weekend at Jenolan Caves.
Oh, my lordy me.
My goodness, wasn't it a good one?
Oh, it was amazing.
It was fabulous. And I'll put my
You got eyeballs on your
eyeballs
head.
on my head for a moment. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we had an absolutely amazing weekend at Jenolan Caves. Everybody arrived yesterday at some point in time in the afternoon, and some people went off to do some caving adventures, and some of us just arrived and were searching for coffees. We didn't find.
It's a big drive and it's a little bit of a hairy road getting that last part. It's very narrow, and also the possibility of boulders falling on you. Think of the coyote and the roadrunner.
Yeah.
And people who have no idea which side of the road they're meant to be on.
Just getting some feedback through. Lorna is going to a friend's party. Peter, you're stuck in hospital.
Oh, that
That's no
sucks.
good. That sucks.
And Sue's working.
You're working. What else is going on? Oh, Lord Eric, you'll just be sitting at home, poor love, waiting for us to get home because we're going to be at Q Station. But anyway...
Sold out. Sorry, anyone who wanted to go to Q Station, it is sold out.
Yeah, so we arrived at Jenolan Caves. We had an amazing dinner. So dinner was in the beautiful restaurant there, which is haunted. And after dinner, we had a fabulous tour.
Oh, with David.
David's such a dapper old gentleman.
He used to be a high
history
school
teacher.
history teacher, and he decided to leave that and got a job as a tour guide in 2004 at Jenolan Caves. And his love of history is just shining through, but he's also collected some very cool ghost stories.
Yeah. So we thought we were actually going on a history tour of Jenolan Caves Guest House, and lo and behold, for an hour, this man entertained us with a bunch of the best ghost stories ever.
Scared the poop out of me twice, to the point I
Ever.
ended up having to move out of the road because he knew he could get me to jump. That's not like me.
And we even got to see Norman the wombat out the back.
Oh, yes.
The biggest, fattest wombat you've ever seen in your life.
And Jolene, you'd be very pleased to know if you ever get to watch this, there was no tumours on him.
No, it was
Nothing.
absolutely beautiful. A real wombat out the back, which was great.
Not a stuffed one.
They feed him out the back, and he's.
You can tell they feed him. He's huge.
So we had that amazing ghost tour with David.
Yes.
Yep. And then after that, we were let loose in the guest house to enjoy the spaces. And we got into places that we never thought we would be allowed to.
Yeah, we thought that, we'll just be very quiet and respectful. We'll go to probably a lounge area as long as we didn't annoy other guests and everything, and we'll see what we can get away with without interfering with the other guests there. And no, they let the staff were right into it.
Oh yes, we had
they took us out.
gorgeous lady called Cassie on.
Yeah,
And-
Cassie.
Hi Cassie, we love you. She arranged a few of the rooms, which we won't tell you about
You've
because you'll
gotta
have to come. And we were allowed to go in there and do a few investigations and things. And we went into a special spot. And that special spot
Special spot.
we went into because of this little device Andy's going to show you.
Yes.
This new little device was plugged in, and we did a little experiment out at Jenolan Caves. Now, if you've never been there before, Jenolan Caves is a place that has absolutely no wireless signal whatsoever.
They don't have TVs in the room because there's no point. There is no signal down there.
Yeah. So trying to get internet, if you watched the Paranormal Party podcast live feed yesterday, you would have seen us doing a conga line trying to get out the door so that I could actually
I had a theory.
show you a clip.
And I'd like to say my theory worked, but we'll tell you shortly.
And it's very, very hard to get any sort of a radio transmission. So for this to actually work in the space that we were in and have stuff coming through that could later be verified by staff members was absolutely astounding.
Yeah.
Absolutely astounding. So some of the things that the guys heard, and by the way, we had 21 people come. Thank you, all of you, every single one of you for coming along to Jenolan Caves.
Awesome group.
Absolutely awesome group. But Anne had set up an experiment using the S-Box, and what was coming through was whistling. Now, this whistling was heard probably 3 or 4 times during the session, and the group was split in half. And so the groups changed over, and this whistling was still coming through. And what they were also reporting was a voice of a man in the distance, in a very far away.
They said it sounded like he was trying to talk to them from the cave area.
Yeah. So once again, considering that this usually picks up on radio waves and frequencies, and words are coming through from that, we had no opportunity for that to happen on this particular night last night, and yet not as much as usual would come through. It was
very quiet.
Very, very quiet.
Which makes it more interesting when stuff does come through. Now, we were asking questions.
Yes.
And we were getting intelligent responses. The people on the headphones can't hear our questions. All they did was call out whatever they heard. So there wasn't much called out, but when they did, it was intelligent responses to the questions we were asking.
Yeah, seemed to make quite a lot of sense. And that led us then to go into another area, which we didn't think we were going to be able to go into, but we actually went down into the caves, into that big archway. Now, the big archway is all limestone rock, and so if we throw it over to you and ask you whether you think in a cave, or if you are surrounded by limestone, is that actually going to heighten...
Limestone and quartz, isn't it?
Yeah, limestone and quartz, that's
quartz.
it. Is that going to actually heighten your ability to hear things? Is that going to power up items like that? Or is it going to actually... Dampen it so that you don't hear anything? So
you guys now put the word heighten or dampen, and we'll see what the poll is.
What do you think?
And we'll come back to that shortly.
Yeah,
so we'll look forward. So it's a big, giant cave, very cavernous cave, and
as caves tend to be,
limestone and quartz. Right, so there you go.
Is that going to heighten your ability to connect and make spirit communication come through more clearly? Or is that going to dampen it down to the point where you don't hear anything at all? What do you guys think?
They think nothing.
No.
Anyway, there is a delay on the Facebook live feed, so we know that those will start coming through shortly.
Yep.
Now,
Lorna says it would heighten. Okay.
And hi, Ross.
Hi, Ross.
Silver Ghost. If you want any of your nice jewellery and things, head over to Silver Ghost on Facebook and see Ross's lovely work with her lanyards and bits and pieces she's got over there. I've got several of her lanyards now.
Yeah. So Susan says it would heighten.
Yep.
Okay, that's 2.
Yep, good. Don't be frightened, have a go. Everyone say their words.
Yep.
So it's heighten or dampen for the quartz and the limestone. Would it heighten or dampen the communication?
We'll get back to that in a minute, but we did a number of different exercises or experiences or investigations throughout the whole place.
We didn't do the human pendulum. We couldn't find a place that we thought was safe to be able to do it, so we had to skip that one.
Yeah, and if you want to know what that is, you're going to have to come 818.
Yes, that's our little secret. We're keeping that one to ourselves.
But we didn't finish up until after 12 o'clock, actually, because we were getting a whole lot of stuff in the dining room area, which is allegedly terribly haunted. And so we were trying to connect with the energies that were there, and we were getting quite interesting results. So after that, everyone went to bed, and we woke up.
Didn't you have a bit of a turf war in the...
We did.
Yeah.
2 ladies were having a bit of a turf war in there.
2 lady spirits.
Yeah, 2 lady spirits. But we left them to sort that out amongst themselves.
Sue says dampen, Charmaine says heighten.
Okay, cool. All right. And so we woke up this morning to an amazing breakfast, which was all included in our little package that we sort of got together for everyone that came, and then it was bye-bye, see you later, everyone. And everyone made their way home.
And it seemed to be good comments from everybody as well. They all seemed to really enjoy themselves. We had people there who have never investigated before in their lives. We'd had people who have been to the seance parlour. We'd had some of our regulars were there. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Now, Dan, we've got a question for you, my friend. Yeah, Specsavers. We've got 2 for the price of 1. So
I've got the sunglasses.
Yeah, Dan, do you think that being in a giant open air limestone quartz cave, would that heighten or dampen the spirit communication, either just in the atmosphere or using the spirit boxes? So we're just throwing that open now to everyone to give us their heighten or dampen words.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Small things.
I had a bit of an infection in one of my eyes, so that's why one's sort of a little bit firm and the other one's a bit droopy.
Yeah, anyway.
And the scenery down there is beautiful. It's just glorious. There was a nice little drain stream running by the building.
It's one of those...
There was one other thing.
What?
The car.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. This person, because the roads are quite windy, and you had to take your car up to the car park at Jenolan Caves. And this person has come down the windy road, and there must have been a car coming the other way, and they've tried to do a really tight turn as it descended quite steeply and dropped. So they've turned, got hung, the car's nose dived into the corner, and its ass is up in the air with its wheels up. So if you go onto the Ozparatech page, you will see a little video of these lovely people who were hung on one of the corners of Jenolan Caves. They weren't there in the morning, so glad somebody got them out. But I was like, swing wide, people. Just swing wide. It was...
The guys from the caves.
Yeah, they were great. They were sorting them out.
Pulled them out. So, but Jenolan Caves Guest House is one of those places where I know probably most of you that live around the New South Wales area would have been... there at some point in time in your life, because it's just one of those places we all want to go to. And I remember going there as a child, looking at the guest house in the distance, going, I will never be able to afford to go there.
I was one of them.
It's only the rich people that
stay
at Jenolan Caves Guest House. But all these years later, there we were, and it was just a fabulous night. And so we hope that at some stage we will be back in 2019.
They're very keen to have us back. Very keen.
So keep an eye out.
Yep.
And if enough of you want to come, we will do another overnight weekend there.
Yep, absolutely.
So, yeah, it was fabulous. 150% to them, guys. Brilliant. Now, we're going to answer this question. Does being in a cave surrounded by quartz and limestone, cave that echoes, cave that's open...
It's open. You drove through this at Jenolan.
Yep. So, does it or would it heighten your ability to get better communication using devices, or would it dampen the ability to get some sort of communication? Would the stone actually hold any information over the years, or would it dissipate any information or memory or ghostly paranormal stuff? What do you guys think?
Would these eyes lie to you?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Dead as a doornail.
Nothing.
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 That doesn't necessarily mean it dampens it, right? It just means that we got nothing. The spirit box, also the S box went dead.
Yep.
We were trying to do tap communication, which in caves is normally quite a good thing to do. We did get one response. Apparently I did the knock, and then because we had people on headphones listening, and they distinctly heard the knock come through the headphones. We didn't hear it audibly. Yeah, I've had enough. So it seemed to kill it off, which was just, interesting.
Now, this, Dan says, quartz, maybe if we believe that the geology of a location can amplify spirit communication, therefore, sure.
Then for sure.
Yeah. Well, we don't know, I guess. There is a bit of a theory, and I'm just going to go to a very fabulous book.
This book is
that
famous.
I've just picked up.
From the op shops. It's in the second-hand bookshops now.
$2 now. It's called Newcastle's Ghost Tours.
By Renata, Daniel.
I don't know who that is, but oh my God, it's a good read. But anyway, anyone who would have this book...
It's sold out. Sorry, guys, can't get it anymore.
Would know that this wonderful author wrote a little bit about this in the book here. And we go to a section, a very small one, so I'm not going to bore you for too long, called the stone tape theory. So the stone tape theory arrived around the 1970s, and it actually came from a show by Nigel Neal, which was a famous TV play. So this stone tape theory thing wasn't quoted until then, and it wasn't associated with this type of phenomena that we're talking about, where the belief is that a building or a site can entrap particular residual energies or bits of history or bits of emotion.
Bit like a
sponge.
Well, also like an audio or a videotape that can record things, or that can't get emotion unless they're very good actors.
Hello, Karen.
Anyway, and you can play it back. If you get the right environmental conditions, you can get that to trigger the image or the emotion or whatever was trapped or held in that recording of the stone. Anyway, read out your stuff.
So let me just read. It says, this theory, that's the stone tape theory, was first proposed in the 1970s as a possible explanation for some hauntings. It speculates that inanimate materials can absorb energy from living beings. In other words, a recording or track is laid down during moments of high emotion, such as a murder or a tragic event.
Sorry, we just had some nice crap served to us by Roman. God love him.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm getting back to this. This stored energy can consequently be released, resulting in a display of recorded activity. The replay can take the form of a full manifestation or partial sounds such as voices or footsteps. We kind of tend to call that a bit of a residual haunting at times. So paranormal investigators commonly refer to such phenomena as residual hauntings. Ghosts are not present, but are non-interactive recordings similar to the registration capacities of an audio tape machine that can play back previously recorded events.
Like an audio tape machine.
Oh,
I said that, right?
Yep. While the theory may explain some ghostly sightings, no one knows what the recorded energy actually is. However, the possibility that it could be composed by our natural electric and magnetic fields is one of the explanations that the stone tape theory suggests.
Got cousin Karen on. Take your crap. This is killing my hand. Right. So I'll take the ones with the mouse poo on it. It seems little burnt bits.
So the idea is that when people, for example, will report that they've just moved into a house and all of a sudden at 1 or 2 o'clock at night they hear footsteps going up and down the hallway, and all of a sudden the footsteps stop at their bedroom door. And when they get up to have a look, there is no one there. But the footsteps seem to walk up and down the hall at the very same time every night. Now, this could happen every night.
But they can never capture it on
Once
video
a week.
or audio for you to review.
Once a month, once a year, but it seems to be the same style in exactly the same way. That's what we call residual energy. So there is no actual ghost, although you may
Somebody's
see
just
an apparition. You may see an apparition, but it's not an intelligent ghost. So it
Yes,
doesn't know you are there.
Anyway, there's also the water memory theory, which I thought was really interesting. There was a show on either
start doing
SBS or
eating
ABC called Water Memory. So if you look it up on YouTube, you'll see it there, where water holds the memory of the object. She's going to eat off screen. I eat on screen. And the science behind that. So have a look up on YouTube, because as we know, everything that is on YouTube is gospel true.
We learn everything we know about ghosts from TV.
From TV.
That's where you get the best
These
information.
books here just all bullshit. TV,
Yep.
YouTube.
They're just empty words.
Like the dude with the SB7 who said that when you're scanning forwards it's radio, but when you're scanning in reverse
It's
ghost.
demon.
It's ghost.
It's the demon.
Right, so that's obviously very accurate, isn't it? There's some science there. Science somewhere. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to our beautiful Pete from Appy and her crew, who are on SBS tonight.
I know, we've missed it.
I know, but if you go to the Appy page, you'll see they've got, I think they've got a clip of it on there, or I'm not sure. I saw Pete, and Pete, you look gorgeous.
Yeah.
You look so good, woman. The rest of your team's okay, but you look gorgeous. Yeah, so congratulations to you guys for getting that out there.
Yeah, it's a show about small business, and certainly Pete and Appy have successfully managed to run a small business from...
And it's a business. It's meant to make money. So get over it, you people who were saying, no, I shouldn't be making money from the paranormal. Fuck that. Sorry.
Have you got an opinion about that, Anne?
I do. It's up my goat.
Jeebus!
Right, there's people who are in the paranormal entertainment business, and do you know why we're in the paranormal entertainment business?
To make money!
And because people want it.
No, we're not. Well, yes, we
Yes,
are.
we are.
We've got to pay our bills.
I know, and
So unless you want to pay my bill, and believe me, it's a big one, then just shush, because we have to cover our costs.
Now, when
Unless
we
there
say-
is a sugar daddy out there who would like to pay for everything that we do,
She's got a
we
deep
will then
throat.
shut up. We will give you everything
Stop
for free.
scaring.
Shush. We will give you things for free. But other than that, we have to pay our bills.
Now, when
And
we
it
say
costs a lot of money.
paranormal entertainment, that doesn't mean we fake things at all. Just means that we organise the venue, we organise the equipment, we organise for you to enjoy yourself at an evening with paranormal. Yeah? Good. And you got to pay for it. And it just remember, it costs money to hire the venue. It costs money to hire the local tour guides to tell you the stories. It costs money to have your breakfast and to use our equipment and our knowledge.
Yeah. Now, Peter, you were there at the filming with Appy, and you were saying, considering how much they filmed, it was disappointing at the length of the story. Yeah, that's TV.
That's what
That's
happens.
TV. You're very lucky to get 5 seconds out of 2 or 3 hours of filming, and then
They've got
they'll
time
twist and
constraints.
turn it so that often
I'm an actor. I'm in the TV film industry.
you're an actor.
I know, right? People pay me to be on TV. That means I'm not a paranormal investigator and I fake everything, apparently. I'm tired and there's a bit up my goat this week. So they do have like a 3-minute segment, if not less. They've got to cram the best, most entertaining bits that they think the public will enjoy or what their story is about. So that's just what happens.
Now, one of the great things,
I
though,
was in
that
All
is happening...
Saints and I ended up in the cutting floor. So how does that sound? I was a physiotherapist on All Saints with Georgie Parker. What are you laughing for, Renata? They sent me a nice letter saying how fantastic. Did you just touch my boobs? They sent me a nice letter saying how fabulous I was, but due to time constraints and my lines weren't that important to the story, I ended up on the cutting room floor. Fuck you.
Very great thing, though, that is going on right now is the fact that more and more paranormal investigators who are running tours, I'm hoping, are actually willing to be very real and say, if nothing happens, nothing is happening. And that's one of the rules that we should all be looking at presenting to people who are actually coming on tours.
And don't hype it up into demon shit.
Yeah,
don't do that shit.
So they don't have these expectations that what they get on TV is what they're going to actually get on a real tour. Be straight and be open and be truthful and say, if nothing happens, nothing happens. That's just the way it is. But there are so many other things that you can enjoy when you come on a tour, because you're normally coming to a site you normally wouldn't be able to investigate. You're having an experience with other people. You're being able to learn and ask questions. You're having a great night out. It's usually as cheap as shit to be able to come on these things. Hi, Mandy. So in all honesty, it's a really great night out. And you get to spend it with friends and be part of a community.
Yeah,
so.
you join the community. But you know what I'm really hoping for, Renata?
What?
That Roman brings another crepe.
All right. We'll send a message.
Now, another thing that we did during the week.
Oh, yeah.
Guess what?
And bought a Van Gogh.
Oh, I've got a Van Gogh.
And bought a Van Gogh.
You can all be very jealous.
I will just step
on Wednesday night, as I said, we've had a big week. We went to the Wallachia Development Centre where they had a physical medium by the name of Jose Medrado, who's from Brazil, who was demonstrating his ability. Now, a lot of the video footage we took, and we were allowed to video. We were doing live videos. It's on the Seance Parlour. So if you type in the Seance Parlour, we might get Renata to put a link up there later. You will be able to see the live video of him doing his artwork. So basically, he runs an orphanage. Yes, he really does. It's not bullshit. He runs an orphanage in where does he come from? Portugal or somewhere?
Brazil.
I keep getting it wrong because he speaks Portuguese tart. So
and he was on the Facebook.
He likes the Facebook. He has a medium translator there. God, I'm tired. Yeah, so he goes into a trance state and he channels the masters, whoever wants to come through and paint. Now, he was cracking out these paintings. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish He started this orphanage when he was 17. He now funds it by doing these paintings for the orphanage, and he has built whole buildings. The community come together to help these kids out, help the mothers out, help the pregnant women out.
He runs a school for the poorest of the poor in his area of Brazil. So the only way you can come to the school is if you are literally penniless.
So Inga flew him out here and she organised for him to do the demonstrations. All the money from the demonstrations goes to the orphanage or to his works over there. When they sell off the paintings at the end of the night, all that money goes over to the orphanage as well. But he takes on he goes into trance. They put a canvas in front of him. Then generally he gets these tubes of paint and just squishes them on. Then he gets sponges or brushes that are about that thick in the bristles. So not the little thin brushes that's delicate. And he just goes and he gets the sponges and smashes it out. In 7 to 12 minutes, he spits out an artwork.
An artwork, yeah.
And they're really good artworks. Now, the one I wanted to get went for $475. I couldn't afford that. So
she went for the Van Gogh instead.
Yeah, I went for the Van Gogh. So he started off with Renoir and then went to... Who was the second one?
There was a Monet.
Oh, the Monet was the second one. Then the Van Gogh. Now, I was just lucky that I timed it right. But here's my artwork. I was lucky enough to win. So that was smashed out, I think, in about 7 minutes. Now, if you come, I'm going to come in really close so you can see the little tiny fine brushstrokes and the colour. But if you look up the top here, you can see the swirls that were very well known in Van Gogh's work.
It's an early Van Gogh. He was probably about 5.5 when he would have created things like that.
So
He was painting with his fingers at the time. But
I was just really lucky that everybody else was going for the other artworks and they were saving up, because I think in the 2 hours we were there, they ended up with about 8 or 9 artworks. So I just timed it that I got away with mine for $120.
Roman, your wife wants another crepe.
Oh no!
Get in the kitchen.
Now he knows how much I paid. Shit.
That was the wrong timing.
Yeah, another crepe, please, dear.
Hi, Mick.
So, yeah, I'm happy because the money's going to an orphanage, and it was an amazing night to sit there and watch all that happen. As I said, go to the Seance Parlour if you want to see the live cross that we did there. Go to look at the first one, because I did it from the very start of the canvas to the very end of the canvas, so you can see how quickly it was done.
So we've taken some photos of some of the paintings that he created on the night, plus also there are some live feeds there so that you can see what he sort of starts off with.
Roman said, open up and prepare to receive.
Oh, God.
What am I opening up, dear?
No.
Oh, the door. Okay, I'll get the door, Renata.
So it's quite a fascinating process. And I guess the important thing about that is that we just don't do tours here at Newcastle Ghost Tours and Oz Paratech. We are here to try and explore as many types of paranormal experiences as possible. Of course, ghosts and hauntings are our speciality, but we are also we are also very, very much into the physical and mental mediumship type of things. So as you know, we do the Seance Parlour, and we do table tipping and glass dowsing here at the parlour in this room at Anne's place, but we're also into really looking at what is going on in physical mediumship around the world. And we're very lucky that in Sydney we have this beautiful lady called Inga, who runs the Wallachia Development Centre, who actually sponsors these people out from all over the world. And they use a whole lot of different techniques, and it's actually very interesting
techniques.
Yeah, it's very interesting just to see how they do this and what is being shown around the rest of the world.
Like, in all honesty, sometimes we look at that and we think we know how they're doing that. It could be faked. And then other times we go, how the fuck did they do that? It's a really fascinating area. And, you know, whether you believe it's faked or not faked, doesn't matter. I'm still studying it. I'm still learning it, because you learn so much from either side.
Yes, not only are you looking at...
Oh, thank you, darling.
Thank you. Not only are you looking at how it's done...
You want my serviette?
But it's also really interesting to see the engagement of people who come to watch, and the sheer belief and the sheer willingness and faith of the people who are coming along to see these things happen. So not only is the process of the physical mediumship extraordinarily enlightening, but it's also quite fascinating to watch the connection of the psychology of the people that want to believe in all of this. And I think that's really important for investigators to look at when they're doing their investigations and exploring hauntings in places, and looking at what is going on with the particular people that are associated. Are you right there? Associated with these hauntings, and what is going on for them.
And I'm quite honest, I will say to them, I think that you need to tighten up your procedures here, because that could be fake, because you did such and such here. I'll tell them to their face.
Hi, Kirsa.
And they appreciate me doing that, because then they know it's an area for them to improve in. We work together.
So you've got probably about 80% of people who would come along with the idea of everything that they see is quite true, and there would be no fakery involved, and they are watching something extraordinary happen. But every so often when someone pops into the crowd like us who is watching with a critical eye, it's interesting that you see it maybe from a different angle. Yeah, if you take away that filter of faith, you are watching everything from a different perspective, and that's quite interesting then. And so we reserve our opinions because they are just our opinions, and who are we?
And look,
we learn everything from TV.
Renata will look at things and go, I don't believe in that, and I'll look at it and go, well, I actually do. So, and we're okay with that.
Yep.
We don't have to kill each other over that.
Yep. I'll kill you over eating that on live podcast, but anyway, I'll kill that later. Oh. But anyway, yes, so it's okay to disagree.
Yep.
And it's okay to think that someone else's stuff that they're doing
Hey, Roz, you came back.
is not 100%. And it's okay to view your opinion as long as there can be concrete discussion about it and you can come to some sort of agreement that it's okay to disagree, and you still carry on doing your stuff and still carry on with your investigation procedures.
And for me, it's up to the person attending these seances and things to do their research on the medium beforehand. If you're going to pay money to go and see someone, do your research beforehand. Don't turn up and then complain. If you don't believe it, you think it's faked, go away. Don't come. Don't even bother. Don't waste your money. If you are just curious and you want to know more, that's fine. Go with an open mind, but you can't go with a negativity, because we have to deal with that sometimes in the seance parlour where somebody will come who's just negative about the whole thing, and it blocks the whole flow.
And I think the important thing for all of us is to still keep an open mind with regard to what is going on and what things are being seen, because we aren't the be-all and end-all. We don't know everything. And so the more open you are to all of these types of things, whether you agree to them or not, remember, that's just your opinion, then the more we can all learn in this field of endeavour. And the more we work together, the better off it's going to be. And in that working together, part of what we are doing, can you just stop or I will hit you?
Oh, please.
In what we are doing in 2019 is we are trying to get out, Anne, myself, and Beth Darlington from Access Paranormal. We are going adventuring to as many places around the east coast of Australia as we can to come and see you guys.
We can't afford to go to Perth.
No, we can't. But if you give us a good reason, or if you would like to sponsor us.
Karen can organise stuff over there for us. If there's enough work over there, because we have to work. We're coming out to share what knowledge we have. Not that it's the be-all and end-all, and we are not the experts of the field, but we're happy to share what we know. We're working with the teams to run workshops during the day and ghost investigation at night.
Yep. So we are going to be highlighting your teams, we're going to be highlighting your sites, we're going to be spruiking the fabulousness of you guys.
Unless there's shit and then we won't.
And when we come and visit your sites. So what we are after are groups of people, paranormal investigators who would like to have us out there and be part of an investigation evening. As Anne said, we'll run some workshops during the day on topics that you guys are interested in. And let's share this knowledge. It's not ours to keep. It is ours to share, and it is ours to talk about in an adult way so that we can all learn. And that's what we're all about. Now we're going to Tassie. Tassie's first stop next year.
February.
And so we have some dates set. We're just going to be planning on how we arrange all of this. We're going to be working with Charmaine out at
Tasmania's Most Haunted at Willow Court.
At Willow Court. So whether they will open up to workshops and invite everyone or just the Tassie people, we're not quite sure. We know we've got a few people that would like to join us from here and just enjoy the
Come
trip.
and fly down with us. Yay!
So that will be fun. So we are going to be running workshops. We are going to have investigations, and it will probably be a one-day thing because we know that most people can't afford more than one day off work. So that's how we're sort of going to be running it. But we've got Tassie locked in. We've got probably somewhere in Queensland we're going to go.
Yep, Northern Queensland.
Toowoomba. Is it Toowoomba?
What are you going to Toowoomba?
Where are we going? Up in northern Queensland. Where is it? What is it called?
Kaz, what's the name of your town again?
Starts with T.
I thought it started with R. Not Rothbury.
You'll tell us.
Yeah, somebody will tell us.
Hopefully we'll go to Adelaide.
So we're going up there in May to the other one.
Yep.
Then we're hoping to go to Adelaide in the next financial year. So probably September, October. Then we're hoping to do Melbourne. We've got to talk to you about that, Bill.
Yeah, we've probably got 2 Melbourne trips.
Yeah, so we've got to try. Not enough weekends. And then we've got to fit in a couple of Jenolan Caves and a few other ideas that we've got.
Yeah, so it's going to be a really
We're road tripping next year.
Really great 2019. And Norfolk Island prices are up.
Norfolk Island, of course.
So Norfolk Island is going to be very last days of August going into September. And again, we will have a 3-day and a 7-day option, knowing, please, that everything that we do is in the first 3 days. If you want to stay for longer, that's really part of your own holiday. There will be no more events that we run. But those prices are already up and running. So if you want to book for Norfolk Island, you can do so right now. If you want to ask more questions, jump on the Banished to Norfolk Island Facebook page and we'll put a link up to that.
Norfolk Island is just...
it's just sensational. It's sensational. There are all of these brilliant spots all over Australia.
And the best food.
Oh, it's
Apart
great.
from one restaurant we went to.
Which shall remain nameless.
I put a review up on that one. I gave it 1 star and said the chef lost his passion. But those coming to Norfolk, I will warn you about that one.
Maybe they've got a new chef.
Hopefully they've got a new chef.
Now,
but everywhere else was just wonderful. Yeah. Anyway,
one more thing we have to mention
we've got a
before
plug.
we go: the Spiritual and Paranormal Expo at
next weekend.
Casula Powerhouse, run by Appy. We are going to be there. Anne is going to have all of her gadgets.
I've got 2 shipments coming from DAS, which I hope get here in time.
She's even got a special tool that will be joining her called Roman.
my big tool. And I don't think the Paranology is going to get here. It just takes forever to get here. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. Order it and then you get it 3 months later.
We haven't picked a name yet, Lorna. I was thinking something like the Talking Dead tour or something.
Or the Psy Chicks road trip.
Yeah, we'll think of something.
No, I don't like it.
But we'll see.
If you guys can come up with a good name for our road trip for the 3 ladies, 3 chicks, 3 dirtbags, whatever. 3 amigos.
Have yourself.
Anyway.
So please come to Casula Powerhouse next Saturday. It will start from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, I think, 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. And if you're a VIP, a VIP, you get to come in an hour beforehand and grab all the best goodies before the other lot.
Not only that, but you get access to all the talks that are on during the day, and they've got awesome talks. There's ones on how to make a charm for using the witchcraft stuff, protection with Suze. There is a hypnotist there who's going to go with the paranormal theme, so I can only imagine what's going to happen there. There is a lady who is an embalmer who is going to talk about her work. How awesome is that? And there's also a platform, not Doreen, what's the name?
Helen King? Is it? No, not
it's
Helen
not Helen.
King.
Go Go to the Appy website and find out. But
Yeah.
the VIPs get their own little secluded place.
Yep.
They get tea and coffee throughout the day and someone to wipe their bottom.
Yep. So Anne's got the Oz Paratech stand, and I'm doing something a little bit different this year. I am running another little stand. You're going to have to find me. But I've got some
It's
very
good.
interesting things.
Oh.
So come and see me.
She's coming out of a shell. Watch out.
I've been coming out of the closet. So come and see me, and yeah, buy stuff.
Coming out of the broom closet.
Yeah, we need you to buy shit to get it out of our house.
Please.
Because at the moment I can't walk through the front door. I've got stuff everywhere. So please come and buy stuff. And buy stuff from all the other exhibitors. It's probably the biggest one
It is
they've
the
had
biggest.
thus far.
Yep.
And I know Pete is extremely proud of the whole thing.
And a bit stressed.
And she will be working from dawn till dusk this week, trying to arrange everyone. And if she gets people like me who wasn't going to come and then
Two of the black
was
t-shirts.
going to come, then I apologise, Pete. But I have worked it out because I want to be there. So, yes, please come, please come. If you would like to sponsor the Paranormal Party podcast and maybe send us a book that you've written
Yes, we
or
can review
some items that you might have for sale, we can actually review and show people and put a little segment up that is just all about you and your tours or things. So yeah, chuck us a line.
Send us a brochure.
Yeah, and we'll just see what we can do for you. Yeah, because we're just so special now.
We are, because
We're
we've got
just,
14 people watching us. We're so special.
14 people have nothing better to do with their
We need
lives.
you guys to share the shit out of us, okay? Because we're too good just to be left on the shelf. Look at us. We're just beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. We're tired.
Yeah, we're going.
We're very
going.
tired. So we're finishing
Thank
up
you.
early tonight.
Thank you once again, everyone, for joining the Paranormal Party podcast tonight. Please, 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 please have a wonderful week ahead. It's Halloween.
Yeah, enjoy yourselves,
Enjoy
everyone.
yourselves. Get dressed up. Do witchy, funky stuff. Read tarot cards, go have a reading, buy stuff from your local woo-woo
naked,
shops.
Run naked under
Go see New Age people.
Coles or Woolies.
Throw the money, eat plenty of lollies, have a sugar high, red jellies and cordial and all
You
of
need
that
to
shit.
stop talking.
Yeah. And have a good one. We will do a Halloween special next Sunday.
So,
Okay.
bye,
Bye.
everyone!
Love you guys.
See you on the dark side.
Bye.